Have you realized that you can change how your body looks by just going to the gym? Have you realized that you can feel good about yourself, feel proud about yourself by training? And there's so much shit out there, so much fitness bullshit, that I understand why beginners are overwhelmed. My name is Till. My physique went from this to this. And if you just listen to me and cut out all the bullshit that's out there, I'll show you how I went into the gym, how I got my brother into the gym, and how you will make your first ever gains. So, the first principle that you need to understand, and that it's the basic of all training, is that your muscles will only grow if you push them past your current capacity. I will say it again. Your muscles will only grow if you push them past their current capacity. And it makes totally sense. No matter what everyone says, that's the only way muscles grow. You need to destroy them to then recover and recover stronger. I'll explain it this way. If you let's say you do 100 push-ups every single day. Every single day you will just do 100 push-ups. And in the beginning, in the first month or two, you will get some pretty damn good progress. If you keep going, you will get slower and slower and slower. And in the end, you can basically do 100 push-ups in one time, And then you just keep doing that. And in the end, you won't see any progress at all. Why? Because in the beginning, your muscles were pushed past their limits, past their current capacity. So they grew, they become stronger and stronger and stronger. But then after a while, 100 was fairly easy. So a little less progress, and then the end, 100 was super easy, and that was their current capacity. So from their capacity being able to do like 20 push-ups, their capacity went to doing 100 push-ups. And now if you want to do even more push-ups, you need to push past their current capacity. And the same goes in calisthenics, home workout, going to the gym, or whatever you train. If you're running or whatever it does. If you want your muscles to grow, they need to be pushed. And if some influence tells you, no, that's not true, and just choose this program, it's so good, it's gonna change your life, and you don't need to train that hard, it's absolutely totally bullshit. And you can basically push your muscles past their limits in two ways. Either by volume or by intensity. And volume means that how much you do. So as you know, we have repetitions and we have sets. And high volume means that you do a lot of sets and a lot of reps. So you're basically just completely overloading your muscles with a lot of reps, a lot of sets to fatigue them. And then the second way is by high intensity. We lower the volume, but instead we really push our muscles to the limit. And in a lot of these influences and PPL, push-pull-leg train workouts, this workout is magic, you have this super high volume. You have like 5, 6, 7, 8 sets with 20 reps and only 1 minute rest, and you won't really train till failure. You won't really fatigue your muscles so much so you can't even get the weight up. But by doing all these repetitions, all this volume, you will in the end fatigue your muscles. But what you forget is that most people that do this, they are on steroids. They are enhanced. Welcome to the real world. Most of these influencers that are super big and look extremely buff, they're on steroids. They're enhanced on drugs. And you can't do as much volume. And this training they use doesn't really work for us. That are not natural. That don't take any drugs, that are natty. So what I absolutely recommend is that you choose the second option. And the second option is training with low volume but extremely high intensity. But because if you train with high volume, you can't have that high intensity because then you won't be able to do that much volume. So what we do instead is max between 2 or 3 sets. Because if you're training absolutely hard, you don't need that many sets. And if you have low sets, you just know, right, I have these 2 sets, I'm going to take everything, I will push so hard I possibly can. But if you have like 10 sets, okay, I gotta save my energy for all these 10 sets. But if you have 2, you just put everything into that set. And you will just fatigue your muscles a lot quicker. It will destroy your muscle, break it down even more than all this volume, and will save you a heck ton of time. And it works better for us natural lifters. And it's just incredibly fun, actually, when you get used to training that hard. And also what you need to really think about is when you have these high volume things that influencers tell you to do, you often have low rest time. So like set 1 minute rest time only because you want to overload your muscle with volume and because it's not that fatiguing. But when you're training with very low volume but extremely high intensity, you need a lot more rest. Basically, just take as much rest as you need. You know, if you're doing an exercise and you really feel like fatigued and you're really tired, just walk around, drink some water, talk with your friends, and when you feel like, all right, man, now I'm ready to push a second set as hard as I possibly can, then you go for it. For some people, this may be 3 minutes, for some it may be 4, 5, 6. I would not recommend going past 6, 7 minutes, because then you know, if it's not super hot outside, you know, your blood will get out of the muscle and you will start to cool down a little bit, and then you won't be as warmed up and the injury risk highs again. So not past 7 minutes, I would say, but if you have the time for it, which I hope you have, because you need to take your time in the gym, you can just rest as long as you need. Because if you do that, you'll perform even better than if you just set a timer for 3 minutes. And then, you can't really do as many reps, you won't feel as energetic. So take your time with the rest. Otherwise, you will just injure yourself. And another really important factor is that no matter what, if you have the perfect workout program, if you have the perfect diet, perfect sleep, if you train hard, but with the wrong form or technique, you will injure yourself. And injury is the biggest setback you can possibly get. If your bicep tendon gets away, it breaks off here, you won't be able to train for a couple months. And then you can train your whole arm for a couple months, you can't really move it, and then you have lost a lot of progress. And you will need to rebuild it. You need to take form incredibly serious. You need to prioritize form. So before you even start any workout or any exercise or anything, you go into YouTube and you search bicep curls form. And there you have it. You watch the first video, you try to implement everything, and for 1 to 3 sessions, you try to figure the form out, or get comfortable with the form. You don't train that hard yet. And after that, then you can go full. You just train as hard as you can, you have the right form, and then if everything is right, you will get super good progress, incredibly remarkable progress. But another thing we talk about if you want to get remarkable progress is you train very hard in the gym, but you recover even harder. Because a lot of these fitness gurus, they say, all right, buy my magic course. Buy my magic course. You will train 6 to 7 times a week. You hit every muscle group 2 times a week. You'll get the best progress ever. But, like I said before, a lot of these people are on steroids. They are enhanced. And more volume, more training isn't good for your body if it can't recover from it. Most of gym goers are under-recovered, not overtrained, under-recovered. If you break down your muscle but they can't recover fully, you'll just break it and break it and break it and break it, and you won't get stronger, you don't see any gains. You'll just be broken all the time. Then you can't truly recover, and sooner or later you will just injure yourself, and like I said, big setback. So more isn't better if your body can't recover from it. So I really don't recommend that you train 6, 7, maybe 5 times. It's very individual how often you can train, how fast you recover. And I always thought I recover really fast. You know, I never really felt fatigued. I never felt any aching or anything. I felt normal the day after. I trained like a freaking animal the day before. So I thought, all right, man, I can train 5, 6, 7 days a week. So I just did that for a period of time. But then after like 2, 3, 4 months, my elbow started to hurt, and man, I can't do these 2 chest exercises because it's painful in my chest. And my neck started to hurt as well. So I thought, man, I'm doing good form, I'm sleeping well, I'm eating good, everything is right. The only thing I can be is that I'm training too much. I'm under-recovered. So I set it down to 5 times a week, and it was a little better. Then I went down to 4 times a week training, and now everything is gone. I feel amazing now. Every time I go to the gym, I can just push past my limits. I don't have any aches or some weird things. I'm 19. You're supposed to be you shouldn't feel something like that. That isn't supposed to happen. I'm not 93. I'm not 65, retiring or something. No. And you don't want the gym to overconsume your life. So if you just to look good, but then you can't even move your elbow, your chest hurts all the time. We don't want that. So try it out yourself. Try to figure out how fast you recover. And if you think that you could train 6 times a week and you will not become under-recovered, figure it out. Try it out. But I would probably say that if you don't have a really high testosterone, really recover really quickly, if you're an average dude like most people or a little above average, you will training 3 to 4, max 5 times a week is more than enough. I like the middle. 4 I think is perfect. Training 4 times a week is it's absolutely perfect. So don't listen to all these gurus. Just cut it out. You don't need to train 6 times a week to make some good progress. Because they're trying to sell you all this magic, like, oh, you can do that and that and that. I will tell you this. The longest path in fitness is the shortest path. And the shortest path in fitness is the longest path. I'm telling you, the longest path in fitness is the shortest path. And the shortest path in fitness is the longest path. There is no magic. There is just training hard, training when you're supposed to, grit and consistency. Choose a program you like, and just keep doing it. Keep training hard. Sleep, eat, repeat. And in the end, after a couple of years, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, you will look amazing. Better than 99.9% of people. I'm not telling you you're going to look like David Lade or someone else, or like me in just 1 year of training, if you don't have super, really epic genetics. I've been training for 4 years and I don't look that huge. But there's no shortcut, there is no magic, and now you know all these facts. Everything is scientific research. This is how it is, and I'm not gonna lie to you, this is how it is. There are no shortcuts. That's why it's valuable to be jacked in the first place, because there are no shortcuts. You need to go in the gym, you need to be consistent, and you need to have grit. The sooner you accept that, the faster progress you'll make, and the more you understand that, alright man, it's fun to train, I'll just train, and in the end, I'll look like an absolute freaking stud. So thank you for watching, be careful, don't listen to all the influencers, and just keep going.